What's up, y'all? So, okay, you guys know I talked about type, and I said I was going to talk about type a little bit as far as the video is concerned. I'm going to do that video now. It's not going to be in depth, but I'm going to break some stuff down because I got several birds I'm going to show. Let me show you the birds real quick. This is several cocks. These are some cocks that are in my loft right now, right? So that's a South African bird. This is one of the birds that was in the kit. This is an older breeder. And this is a breeder I just got back from one of my club members, but it's one of mine. This is a hen that was in the kit. It's a hen from Mike Walden. And this is one of the South African hens from Tim. So, I'm going to talk about those just to give you an idea what I'm talking about as far as type and the differences of type and different effects I think type has on performance or the illusion of certain things that we see, i.e. the hole, i.e. the ball, H pattern, A pattern. I'm going to show you why I think those things happen, you know, what contributes to those effects in performance. And I'm going to tell you some stuff right now that, okay, the hole is an optical illusion. If everybody knows that. It has nothing to do with speed, mostly style. Just because a bird is tight don't mean that it's the revolutions are fast. It means it's a little tighter. They can be average speed and still show the hole if the bird's body is made right and it's from the right angle. It gotta be an angle. It can't be, if I'm looking over there like this. If I'm looking over this way and the birds are right in this area, but they're not far away, they're right here and they break and they show, I can probably see the hole from right here. But if they go any higher in the same area, I won't be able to see the hole because it's not at the right angle. So that's that. You cannot see H pattern or A pattern, none of that if the birds are over there breaking and they're going across. They're going horizontal. You can't see it, so you won't be able to see it from the side view anyway. Only way you're gonna see it if the birds are coming towards you, above you, or they're going away from you. That's the only way you're gonna see wing position anyway. The ball roll is a different thing. If you take the ball roll and put it straight over you or straight in front of you, you'll see a little wing tips. But that's another illusion. That's covered up by the chest of the bird. Watch this. Watch this. Okay. So you got all these birds I'll show. They all got different types, right? If you see this hen right here, this is a South African hen. She's not built like my average hen, but she do have some of the phenotypical traits of my hens. The expression about the same, the size about the same, but she's a little longer from here to here instead of from here up. If you look at her here, she's a little different. See how she's more this way. The cock, same thing. He's more this and this way. My birds are more up the upper. These two cocks I bred, and this one too. This is a young cock, so he hasn't even finished maturing yet. But I'm gonna get to him. So when you talk about birds' wings touching, and first of all, you gotta understand something. When the bird wings over their back, they go this way. See the position the wings are in? See the top? They go out. They don't go inward because they don't bend. The wings don't bend in this way. They're out this way. When birds touch, when it's like they're showing the touch, they're touching here. You got it better. This is where they're touching at. They're touching here. So come on, let me get the wings up there. They're touching here. See how the wings are? They're touching there. When they're here, they're not touching. See the wings go out because they can't bend in. It's physically impossible for their wings to bend in right there. So if they do it rapid enough, it gives the illusion of the wings are topping down because they're going at a good speed. Now, from the side, when birds go over backwards, people think that this happens all the time. It does happen most of the time if you get a parlor and the wings do this. So what you want to do is, if you take away the drag here, it helps with the optical illusion. It's a bird that's thicker here. First the tail here, and that's what creates that illusion of that hole, but by doing it faster, the flap. Because the bird's actually flapping like this and going over. And they're going so fast. And if a bird is wider in the chest, i.e. says like this hen, a little wider in the chest, she's wider from here to here. She's wider. So her ball should look more like a ball than the hen right there because she's more narrow. Her ball effect, because she has a wider chest. And over the back, same thing. The wings do not touch like that. They actually flare out at the top. So they don't touch down there. They touch down here. That's where they touch at. So you got to get the idea of what they're doing. Now, when I say apple body, that means the mass of the body is right there. From the back of the shoulder here, the apple is here. Come on, baby girl. It's here. You notice this is a bird from Mike Walden. Don't have the same type. But they're not here for their type. This bird's not here for a type. These birds right here, what they did with my birds is they make the birds more flexible and it loosens them up a little bit as far as how stiff they be when they in the body. They're not as tight in the body. It make them a little looser in the body. So it make the roll a little bit more fluent. And she's not as powerful and strong as this hen. But she feel more like this one. But this bird to me has a better type and consistent with the family, with the birds I already created over the last 30, 40 years. I'll say 30 years. But the wings on all of them is pretty similar. They don't get too thick here. You don't want them to get here and go out. You want to get here, you want to go in and start going in. And all you want is a consistency in type. It's not saying this type is better than this type, that type is better than that type. If everybody is the same, or on the same line as far as type, it gives the birds an easier chance to constitute their role evenly, effortlessly, like within the range. They become more uniform. So if they're uniform as far as type, they have the same wing beat, same fly speed, and so forth. And that's all you're really trying to do. That's why you have all the birds want to fly a certain speed, a certain height. And then the triggers come with you breeding. You select the triggers, which make them go over it, where they kids sensitive. You gotta select that part. You gotta put them birds constantly in your loft. Constantly gotta put them birds in. But when you put them birds in, somebody you know just there just to produce speed or something like that, they gotta come out. Even if it's just for a season or two. But they're gonna have to come out and allow them other birds to give you the stuff you need to go in. And after you start, you might want to bring that bird in. Okay, this bird here would be good if it was on that cot. And do those maintenance, fly the birds. But you still gotta fly. That's your confirmation when you fly. So you got the confirmation and conformation. When they conform to a certain type, your confirmation like you're proving it. That's your confirmation. Let's take this little bird, cockbird. This birds like this, normally a cockbird is about the size of the hens. Most time I don't even use him in breeding loft, but his work rate and velocity was pretty good. So let me try him in the loft. His wings still the same, but he's narrow here. So best he can show me is an H pattern. I don't think he can show me the ball. He don't have enough here to show me that ball. Best he can show me the good high H pattern, and I understand that with this bird. So guess what he's on? A wider hen. That's his mate. He's on a wider hen to bring the balance back in. Now, if all my birds like this, it'd be easier, but they're not. It's just a few birds just like this. So these are how most of the birds is, but still the genetic, the mental traits, the mental parts to get the bird to want to roll on anything that triggers them, get them going. And as they mature out, it gets easier to handle. You don't have too many birds doing this, but they got to mature first. You take this South African cock. Probably out of all the cocks I got, this is one of my favorites. But that doesn't mean he's my best. That doesn't mean he's one of my favorites. I like this one a lot. The reason why, because he has some of the same traits as some of my cockbirds. He's not that far off. He's a little different because of the length here, but he's not that far off. You know what I'm saying? So what I noticed about these birds is they're very consistent in type. They're very consistent. But this one is a little more rounder in chest. Similar to my birds, but a little longer. He's a little longer this way. See, he's not that far off from my birds. Just a little different. But she's breeding right now. She's on a nest right now. She looks way better when she's not breeding. But she's breeding right now. Well, all these birds are breeding right now. Matter of fact, all these birds are breeding. But these are cocks. So cocks are a little different from hens when they're breeding. Another cock. This is what I call 1800 Quavo. This is Quavo right here, only because his band number is 1800. Another bird. They got a good width in the chest. The expression is really good. But that's a whole nother video. Wing, I tell you, all the wings are pretty much the same. All the wings are pretty much the same. They don't vary too much. And people, when we talk about the back, you know, just like you said, you feel a little the rib, a little, and you go back and it disappears along the back. But I haven't found that really don't mean the bird's gonna be fast. I mean, I don't have birds that do felt nothing in the back and were just as fast as some birds that had that. So I don't really allocate that too much into when I'm breeding. I don't really go into that like that. And this bird right here is probably stronger than all of them, period. But this cock made this hen. So that's his daughter. This is the bird that people say, because I had two of these. The older sister, the falcon got. This is the younger sister, but they thought it was the same sister because they almost just alike. One was just younger. So when they talked, when the falcon caught the older one, this one was in another kid. The other kid, and people thought this was the same bird because she rode just like her, but she went as deep as the other one. The other one's up to like 20, 25 feet. This is only 15, 20 feet. 20 feet max. 15, right between 15 and 20. But nobody could tell the difference. That's what I mean by the birds going to pass it on and keep it about the same. So they're together now. Right now you probably can tell which one's the hen and which one's the cock. But I know with the babies, you see the babies, they look like hen. You can tell the hen and the cock. Well, he's narrow, she's a little wider. With. Just consistency. That's all you want is consistency. It's not saying that this roll better than this. No, that don't mean that. And when people say they don't care about type, they don't pay attention to type, yes they do. You can tell because you watch the guys that really do well. If they let you see their birds and they land on the roof, walk on the roof or on the ground, pay attention. They almost all look alike as far as type. And they might not know they're doing that, but they select it without even knowing they're doing it. So it's subconsciously they doing it. They don't even realize though, but they're not doing it. I'm just trying to teach people how to spot it and just try to see it before it happens. What happens with most guys is they start breeding by pedigree, and not paying attention to none of this. They're not flying them. So if you're not flying them, you got to pay attention to uniformity. You got to pay attention to that. Because when the birds start looking goofy and looking different, they start acting different. And they start looking goofy and acting different. So you got to pay attention to that. And most dudes think just because they got the same pedigree or they off these birds, it's automatic, but it's not. See her? This the South African hen. That's a few more. She got a son I like a lot too. But if you look at him, he's not that far from them. He's a little different in the head area than them. But he's not here for his type. He's here for his collective rolling. That's the only reason why the South African birds here. They're here for their type. That's not their job. But putting these birds to these birds, you can't tell the difference. You looking there. If I show them to you, you won't be able to tell which one is South African, which one's not. So that's just a short video. Just show you guys a little bit of something like that. Just get you guys an idea what I be talking about when I talk about type. And that's pretty much it.